What it do, what it does, where you been, where you was, but it ain't what it is. Face in the mud, I really be hating in the mud. Said I can't pick it up, but I did. Y'all know Goon put too much bass in the sub. Cup full of blood and I gave it a chug. Wait till your neighbors get all snug, then play this real loud where you live.
All right, what is up, fellas? Welcome to the channel. This is a mess I got going on over here. Don't worry, this is obviously our fridge back there with all the crap behind it, some other crap in our office. This is gonna be our first kind of presentation, I don't wanna say review video, but just giving you the explanation of the differences in fat tire sizes between an 18, a 21, a 23, versus what stock is. The reason we're doing this is because we're actually gonna offer 10, we pre-ordered 10 kits. That's gonna be everything you need to do a fat tire 21, since that seems to be the major size that everyone is actually doing now. When you get into the 23, like I'll explain, you have to go a little more radical for the frame and everything. I'm gonna jump around, but just to give you, I don't have an 18 here. So like I said, we'll start off now. There's three different sizes. You have an 18 inch, a 21 inch, and a 23 inch. So the way they did them is an 18 inch wheel fat tire will actually be the same diameter with the tire will be the same diameter as a 21 inch skinny version. So the difference in the wheel is actually two things. Obviously, they're fatter. The diameter and size with the tire is actually different too. So you have an 18 inch stock wheel. That's how it originally started, is they took 18 inch rear wheels, reversed the tire. So you'd have to, so if you do an 18 inch, technically you're running a rear tire, you're just running the tread pattern backwards for acceleration and braking and everything. And that's it. You're running obviously a wider fender too. So when you do skinnier fenders, so here, I got a fender for you. This is I think this is a 26 inch fender right here. So this is a 3.5 inch fender, which when you take your stock wheel and you measure it, it's gonna be 3.5 inches. The actual biggest width, I think, in between them is 6.5 for the fender width. So when you do the fat tire. So when you run these skinnies, when you have a factory fender, the fender is actually stamped, so it'll actually go out farther, so you don't have to run a spacer. But when you run these aftermarket fenders, for the skinny version, you have to run a spacer on each side right here. So I can, if you can see it or not, zoom in. It's black on black, but that's a spacer. So you have a 1 inch spacer, depending on the size of the wheel. Some spacers are thicker than the other ones on each side, because you have to make up for that gap. When they did the fat tire, the 18, that fender is now wider by 1 inch on each side, so it bolts directly to, let me grab the same thing. When you have your stock fender, you have your spacer, goes in there like that. It's giving it that, filling that gap. That fat tire fender is now gonna fit directly right here. It's gonna mount on both sides. You're just running a bolt and a nut, that's it. You're not running any spacers on it. That is the difference for the fat tire. But the way they did it, the way they did the fat tires is, they made it for the skinny version, but the next size up. So what they did on the fat tire versions is they actually went one size bigger diameter wise, just to make it easier and more economical. Is that the right word? Economical? Yeah, economical. Sorry, I'm not that smart. To cost effective, if you want to say that, to these fat tire kits. So when you do an 18 inch fat tire, like I said, it's technically the size of a 21 inch skinny tire. When you do a 21 inch fat tire, it's the size of a 23 inch skinny tire. When you do a 23 inch fat tire, it's gonna be the size of a 26. The reason they do that is because then the 21 inch fat tire uses the 23 inch rake. The 23 inch fat tire will use the 26 inch rake. They don't have a 26 inch fat tire right now. When they do, it'll be the size of a 30 diameter, including the tire. So technically, if I were to take, which I don't have, a 23 inch, I don't have one here, a 23 inch skinny tire, the old school, 5 years ago version, and put it next to a 21 inch fat tire, their height is the same. So that way you're able to run the trees and everything for a 23 just for your actual 21 fatty. So there's gonna be, the difference you have to run, like I said, is now a wider fender. So I'll grab a fender and show you guys here in a second. And then you have to run cut fork cans, which the inside of the fork can is actually cut. So I don't have any here, they're actually all on powder coat, but you have to run those fork cans. Let me, so if you look right here, this is actually bump stops for your air ride, but you can see your fork can is now cut. And you have a fender right here, is notched too, because it's so much wider that it's going to need that space when the fender travels up and down. So you have to obviously have that cut so nothing rubs. All right, so here we got a 23-inch, technically a 21-inch fat tire fender. Like I showed you right there, you got your notch. That's because your fork tube is going to travel. So your width on this one, if I can do it somehow, well, I wouldn't even be able to do it on a bike because it's not going to work because you can't get it through. When you put these fenders on, you got to flip the forks around and slide them up because it's so tight. But let me try to set this on a stock wheel just so you can see the difference. Or here, I'm going to do it right here. Here's the difference. I can literally put this fender over the other fender. That's the width of it right there. Difference in a fat tire versus, so that's going to give you the difference in the 2 inches for a skinny version and a fat tire version. So here, I'm just going to show you 2 different wheels right now that are, one's a 21 fatty, the other's a 23 fatty. And then we're going to get into the explanation. So right here, I don't know if it's very noticeable of the actual difference. It's noticeable in person, but it might not be noticeable in the video. But you have a 21-inch fatty, technically the size of a 23, and then you have a 26-inch fatty, technically this, I'm sorry, 23-inch fatty, which is technically the size of the 26. The difference of what you have to do on those. The difference of what you're gonna have to do for a 23 fatty right here, you're gonna have to cut and rake the frame, and you're gonna have to run the triple trees. Most guys don't want to do that. They have a shop like us do it. It's, you know, kind of a big task to tackle that. But if you don't want to do that route, then you have the option of the 21. All right, so that's where I'm leading into this video, is to what explains what has to be done in a 23-inch versus a 21. The 23-inch, you're gonna have to rake the frame like I just showed you. You're gonna have to run the triple tree kit, and you're gonna have to run the fork cans, I should say, and then you're gonna have to do the tire also, and then the wheel, obviously, and I'm sorry, not tire, the fender and the wheel. The 21, you only have to do a triple tree kit, which I'll stick right here. So you have to do a triple tree, you have to do the fork cans, you have to do the fender, and then the wheel and the tire and the rotors. That's a lot easier. You don't have to do any modifications to the frame. All you have to do is take your old triple trees off, put your new ones on. They can have a shop install. Since that is kind of like, we're kind of seeing the 21s are more popular because it gives you a custom look, but it, you know, it's not as expensive, and you know, everyone thinks it's still rideable. These 23 fat tires will ride right next to the 21s. It's just, do you want to spend that money? Do you want to rake your frame? Anything like that, that's where you get into the difference. We have already ordered, and I should have them within the next couple weeks here, I would say. So we're going on July 11th right now. I should have these kits by the, I want to say at latest, it would probably be the 22nd, you know, in that area of that week. So I pre-ordered 10 kits. I've got 10 wheels, all blacked out, dual 11 8-inch rotors so you can retain your stock calipers on your bike. Fender raw, fork cans will be in black, and then your triple tree kit. So we're selling those as packages. I will not separate them. I ordered 10 of them. I'm gonna put, within the next couple days, I'll put a link on our website, because I have to figure out how we're gonna go about ordering it, just because I don't wanna get scammed, to be honest with you. I'll give you the options of what the wheel is. What I'll do is actually make another video when they do finally drop on the website, so that way everyone can see it. We just got everything in all black because right now chrome is so hard to get. It's so hard to get, but it takes so much longer to do. So, you know, some of these guys want to get some riding still in for the season, so this will give them the option. We have 10 of them. If they go quick, I'll keep doing it. I'll keep ordering it. So, but I only have 10. I ordered like 2 or 3 of a couple different styles that, like I said, I'll put up. I'll show you the images actually right here. We can just stick them wherever. And then, like I said, if they go quick and everything goes well, I'll just do it again. So stay tuned. We're actually gonna stock a lot more parts. So I'll have some body kits in, air ride, all the good stuff that usually we see on our bike. You know, that way you gotta wait. Right now, lead time on these wheels and tires are gonna be almost probably 8 to 10 weeks. Chrome, you're almost at 12 weeks. So this is gonna be, you know, a benefit for someone that doesn't have to wait for everything. I think you're at like 4 weeks, 3 weeks on the fork cans. Triple tree kits, you're only a couple weeks. Fenders, same thing, you're like 2-3 weeks. But it's the wheel and tire, and to be able to get it right now. So just like I said, stay tuned. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. hit that notification bell, drop a comment. And when you hit that notification, you're gonna get us, you know, the subscribe button. You're gonna find out when we do get these live, and you can order them if you're interested. But hopefully this video explained to you the differences in the 21s, the 23s, and the 18s. To me, the 18s, I'll put a picture of a bike. We did one bike. It was a Road Glide, an 18. He was actually 6'5". He's my height. And it was on a Road Glide, so it made it even look worse. It just looks too small for me and too smushed. That's not my deal. I like the 21s, but I adore the 23s because it just makes a big difference for me because I'm so much taller. Hopefully all these questions get answered for you. The difference is what you have to do for each wheel and tire. If you just want to keep it basic, stick with the 18. You can slap it right on your bike. You just gotta, like I said, do the fork cans on it and everything in the fender. If you want to do the 21, you'll do the kit, like I said, which is going to include from us the triple tree kit, the fork cans, the fender, the wheel and tire, and the rotors, obviously, to put right on. Something you guys could do, drink a few beers, do it over the weekend. Think you can handle it? If not, if we have time, we could try to squeeze you in, or I'm sure there's another shop or someone around that could probably do it for you. So either way, excuse me, hit us up, F-on Baggers, drop a comment, notification bell. And I've been consistent on dropping videos for 1 week straight. I've actually dropped a video every other day. So, and I'm actually tired from talking for a matter of 5 minutes, which is pretty crazy. So, all right, peace.